What's good, everybody? It's your man Big Don coming live at you with another True Players Podcast, episode number 25. This is a little special podcast for you guys, for all my Game of Thrones fans. We're going to talk about the Season 8 prediction, my predictions for Season 8, as well as a possible casting for the Robert's Rebellion if they ever record, cast that movie and make either the movie or the series of Robert's Rebellion. I'm shocked to see that this series is going to end with Season 8 with only 6 episodes. It's going to be April 14th when the first episode arrives. As many of you guys have seen earlier, probably 2 days ago, that the new trailer for Game of Thrones Season 8, which is, I'm telling you, I can't wait for the season to start. I really can't wait. There's a lot of unexpected things that I thought was going to happen. Just seeing Arya running around the crypts of Winterfell, pitch dark. We don't know who she's running from Jaime arriving at Winterfell, and from Jon realizing his true parentage and true identity. It's a lot to take in, and I can't wait. I really can't wait. But let me give you guys my predictions on Season 8, what's going to happen. First, you know, when my friend Joey G, you know, he's also a sponsor of my podcast, came in talking about Game of Thrones. At first, I wasn't really into watching the show. I thought it was another Lord of the Rings type of thing. I'm not a big fan of Lord of the Rings, but I thought it was something like that. But once I finally took a chance to watch the show, I watched Season 1, albeit not too closely, but watched Season 1. And for me, when it really turned on for me, that I really liked the show was Season 3. And from there I was just binge watching it all the way up to Season 7, all the way to the end of Season 7. I had schoolwork to do. I couldn't even do schoolwork. I had to watch another episode of Game of Thrones. I spent a whole night watching one season. Season 5, I watched the whole season overnight. Didn't even sleep. But enough of that. Let's get to my predictions of Season 8. You know, I've been watching a lot of predictions on YouTube, everyone else's predictions and things like that. But when I originally wrote up this podcast, I had different predictions. But after the trailer, I had to change some things in there. Gave me some clues what may happen. But first things first, my predictions, which I hope they really get into, is the possible marriage between Gendry and Arya. You know, them two have a history together back in Season 1 and 2 when they were trying to run away from the Lannister armies who was trying to execute Robert's bastards, as well as trying to find Arya Stark to hold her as a prisoner. So I hope the season really touch upon their possible marriage, but I know they're going to touch upon their reunion. Albeit, how long will they touch upon that reunion, given that it's only going to be 6 episodes? So, and I also believe that Gendry is the legitimate son of Cersei Lannister and Robert Baratheon. Reason being, there's too many clues that leads up to it. First of all, Gendry doesn't even know his mother. He said she was at a brothel or something like that. Plus, the whole story about Cersei losing her first child, the one before Joffrey, has never been fully explained. It just was explained that she lost a child. Did she have a miscarriage, or was it born and then died? That story has not been fully explained, which gives my theory to the fact that Gendry is the legitimate child of both Cersei and Robert Baratheon. And also another prediction. I believe that Jon and Daenerys will be married. But I don't think they both will make it to the last episode. I hope they do, but I'm quite sure only one of them will make it to the last episode. And my prediction is I believe that Jon Snow will be sitting on that throne. I truly believe that. And just beware though of possible traitors in the season from the camp of Jon and Daenerys. First traitor, Sansa Stark. Possible traitor, Sansa Stark. She's been hanging around Littlefinger a bit too much in the later seasons. So she probably developed some ability to deceive people around her, in which she has done so in season 7 to Jon about not having the veil under her not about the veil, that she controls the veil because of the help of Littlefinger, Peter Baelish, and Tyrion Lannister. I think he possibly could be a traitor. Reason being because what happened, there's a scene that he went to go talk to Cersei. There was a scene that was cut out purposefully, I believe. You don't know what was said when the cameras was away from them. They never shot that scene. There's probably some underlying deal between Tyrion and Cersei. And plus, when Jon goes to Daenerys' room on the boat, and Tyrion is peering around from the corner, he didn't look too happy that he entered the room. That Jon entered the room with Daenerys. Why? Does he know the truth about them already? Does he know the truth of Jon's identity? Why did that bother him so much? Did he love Daenerys also? Answer that we probably will never get an answer to. Hopefully we get the answers in season 6. And another possible traitor is Bran Stark. Reason being, I watched the Game of Thrones all 7 seasons over and over again, and I believe Bran is the one that's controlling everything around him from the season 1 to season going to be season 8, because of his powers as a three-eyed raven. He controls everything. He's the one that sent Benjen to save Jon when Jon fell into the icy waters as Daenerys and the crew left the north, left beyond the wall. I believe he sent Benjen to save Jon. Why did he send Benjen to save Jon? Because, I believe Jon is the prince that was promised. So, and that's probably the reason why he did that also. But I do believe also, when it's all said and done, Bran does become the next Night King. Because when Jon defeats the Night King, he's going to be able to walk into Bran's body and take part of him, be part of Bran. So that's what I believe. Bran's going to be the next Night King, and they already connected in season 6 and 7 when Bran was being trained by the previous three-eyed raven. And he walked too long into that raven, going beyond the wall, and Night King caught him and put his hand on his wrist. That was the first bonding of the Night King and Bran Stark. And I know when I wrote this, I said that Jon will ride Drogon, but I'm after seeing the trailer, Jon's gonna be riding Rhaegal for sure. And him and Daenerys are gonna fly into, once they defeat the Night King, fly into King's Landing and try to take over the throne from Cersei. Albeit, I believe Jon will be captured by the Golden Company. I truly believe that. If you look at the clip, if you go on YouTube and look at the clips on YouTube, and you see Jon, you see clips of the shooting the scene when Jon and Cersei in King's Landing together. The guys that do the predictions and the spoilers on YouTube believe it's going to be a marriage. Nah, I don't think it's going to be a marriage. I think it's going to be a trade. Either Jon's life for Tyrion's life or Jon for someone else's life. Jon's going to be the pawn in Cersei's plan to maintain her spot on the Iron Throne. So, and I also did put on my notes here, I do believe Arya may ride Rhaegal, but I don't think that's going to happen, so I'm going to scratch that prediction. The Hound, my main man, the Hound, does defeat the Mountain in King's Landing. He does beat his brother, however, he's going to die because of the injury sustained from that battle. This has been Sandor Clegane's destiny to defeat his brother, Sir Gregor, and I believe he's going to achieve it, albeit he's going to die because of it. So I love the Hound. Hound is one of my favorite characters in the Game of Thrones. Between him and Sir Bronn, one of my favorite two of my favorite characters, and Jaime Lannister has grown to be one of my favorite characters also. And let's talk about Jaime Lannister's endgame in the Game of Thrones predictions. I believe Jaime and Brienne does survive the attack of Winterfell by the White Walkers. And I believe Jaime, because of his love of Cersei, is going to end up being killed by Arya. When Arya tries to fulfill her list of people she has to kill, he's going to take the sword for Cersei before Cersei eventually meets her demise also. And as Jaime gets stabbed by Arya while protecting Cersei, he's going to end up in Brienne's arms and die in the arms of Brienne. That's what I believe on prediction. That end game. And I also believe that Grey Worm, Tormund, half the Dothraki and Unsullied armies, as well as Ed from the Night's Watch, they're all going to die at Winterfell. They're all going to die at Winterfell and become the Whites, and then be eventually killed once Jon defeats the Night King with help from his true father, Rhaegar Targaryen. Yes, I said it. I believe Rhaegar is going to make a return. Make a return in season 8 as Azor Ahai. And he's gonna wield Lightbringer, which will possess the soul of Lyanna Stark, and saves Jon from the Night King. And Jon will receive Lightbringer from Rhaegar. Now, the question is, how does Rhaegar come about in season 8? In my opinion, Rhaegar is Jaqen H'ghar, the faceless man. Rhaegar has been in disguise all this time. You guys may dispute that from me. That's fine. But like I said, this is my show. This is my prediction. I could be wrong. Like I said before, Night King does walk into Bran before he takes that final blow from Lightbringer from Jon. And the winner of the Game of Thrones by the end of the whole show will be Jon Snow. He's gonna end up sitting on the throne, even though he doesn't want the throne. He's gonna be sitting on the throne, but he's gonna sit on the throne with a lot of questions, a lot of sadness in his heart, because I believe he's gonna be raising his child with Daenerys by himself. So I believe Daenerys will not make it to the end of the show. Like I said, I hope she does, but my feeling is she's gonna end up being dead also, due to the injuries through the battles with not only with the Night King's the White Walkers and the Night King, and also with the battles with the Golden Company. Both dragons die at the end. That's the worst kept secret. Both dragons die at the end. Rhaegal and Drogon, and however, they both will make it to King's Landing. Drogon and Rhaegal both make it to King's Landing. They'll die at King's Landing with help due to the talents of the Golden Company. And as you can see in the trailer, if you guys watch the trailer, you see Jon and Daenerys walking towards the dragons, mount the dragons, and fly off. However, they fly off over King's Landing once they beat the Night King. But I can't wait for the battle scene and the fight, the battle at Winterfell, the Night Walkers and the people living. You see Grey Worm kissing Missandei, his final kiss to her. You see Sir Davos walking on Winterfell's on the balcony of Winterfell, preparing for battle. You see all the lords of the North coming together with their armies, waiting for the siege of Winterfell by the White Walkers and the Night King. Also, the Night King, his true identity is in the Crypts of Winterfell.